Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Did you already introduce?
I did.
All right.
I did. Good
Thank you,
morning.
Mr.
Welcome.
President.
Thank you. Pleasure having you. Please.
Thank you. Just a couple of short announcements before going through the budget. Number one, I just want to recognize, if it hasn't been already, that Councilman O'Connor is not able to be with us today. This morning he lost his great aunt. And of course, our thoughts and prayers are with the O'Connor family. Also, this weekend we were able to strike an agreement with Rivers Casino. So this budget will be reflective of the full commitment for 2017. And any shortfall that may occur will be made up by Rivers as Harrisburg works through a final agreement. Without that agreement in place, this budget would have had to be drastically different. The details of the agreement will be announced later this week once we have our leadership from Harrisburg back in Pittsburgh. I'm pleased to be with you here today to present the proposed operating and capital budgets for 2017. Today we'll highlight how the budget is designed to accomplish the following. Number one, reinforce the city's commitment to achieving the primary objectives of the Act 47 recovery plan. Number two, provide a fiscally responsible path to address legacy costs and position the city for long-term financial stability. Number three, transform the organization of city government to position the city to meet the current and future needs of our residents, businesses, neighborhoods, employees, and other stakeholders. Number four, emphasize the priorities for enhancing the delivery of core municipal services. Number five, implement a vision for modernizing city government and leading practices to provide taxpayers with an efficient, effective, transparent, and accountable government. And number six, increasing the funds for capital projects and reinforcing our commitment to developing a long-term maintenance and investment plan for the city's assets. So let's start with fiscal sustainability. Back in 2014, the city faced an uncertain financial future. Thanks to the hard work of city employees and an ongoing collaboration with this city council and more productive working relationships with both the Act 47 coordinators and the new ICA leadership, the 2017 budget and five-year plan continues to work to put the city on the path toward long-term financial sustainability. The 2017 budget and five-year plan strikes a balance between the operational need to provide quality and efficient municipal services and invest in the city's infrastructure with strategic imperative to manage the city's finances in a fiscally responsible manner. So what does that all mean? The 2017 budget and five-year plan provides a solid foundation for the city's future and puts us on a path to long-term fiscal sustainability. The plan provides balanced budgets every year, reduces the amount we pay in debt service so we can increase investment in core services, provides a solid plan to address legacy costs such as pensions, retiree health care, and workers' comp, and make strategic investments in our fixed assets and infrastructure. In addition, we have implemented dozens of financial management reforms and best practices over the last 3 years. Over the next few years, we'll work to institutionalize these and other reforms to provide the city with a strong financial management framework and tools to manage our finances once the city is no longer under state oversight. Let's talk about some of the specific successes as well as some of the key initiatives on the horizon. Number one, reducing the city's debt. Back in 2014, almost 20%, one of every $5 that we spent were dedicated to debt service. It's like having your credit card bill take up one out of every $5 that you pay on a monthly basis. These are dollars that can't be used to hire employees, pay existing employees more competitive wages, or provide more services. The good news, by exercising financial discipline, we have turned the tide and are on a path to significantly reduce debt service. Over the next 5 years, we will reduce the city's debt burden from 16.4% to 9.7% in 2021. This reduction will be accomplished even with modest borrowing to increase investment in our assets and infrastructure after years of just minimal investment. Number two, improving the city's pension fund. Implementing a comprehensive solution to our pension has and will continue to be a priority for our administration. The city has steadily increased its contributions to the pension system over the past few years and will contribute $203 million above the minimum municipal obligation over the next 5 years. While the city has done our part in getting our financial house in order and increasing local contributions to the pension fund, we need support of the governor and our legislative leaders to enact a comprehensive solution to the pension funding issue. To be certain, this is not just a Pittsburgh issue. This affects every older community throughout the state of Pennsylvania. I will continue to work with our elected officials and other key stakeholders to push for comprehensive pension reform. Achieving this is critical to the city's financial future. Number three, reducing workers' comp costs. In addition to addressing debt, pensions, and retiree health benefits, the city continues to reduce its workers' compensation costs. Through our commitment to workplace and employee safety, we have reduced the number of injuries, both those requiring medical attention and those that result in lost time. We'll continue our efforts to reduce overall costs and improve workforce safety through planned improvements to the facilities where our employees work by ensuring staff have the proper tools and equipment to perform their duties, and through vigilant management of claims, and also by providing ongoing training to managers and employees regarding best practices. So where does that leave us with core services? If we have turned the tide on financial management, what does it mean for the services that the public wants to receive? This budget reinforces our commitment to invest in core city services, to provide safe, healthy, and thriving neighborhoods, to ensure Pittsburgh remains a great place to live, work, and raise a family. The city has about 25% fewer positions than it did in 2000. Think about that. Any organization where 1 out of 4 of the employees are no longer there in a 16-year period. Yet we need to deliver the same core services throughout city neighborhoods. Thanks to the efforts of our workforce, we are able to deliver more efficient and effective services with even fewer employees than before I took office. Let's talk about some of our key successes and initiatives we have planned for next year. Cities have a duty to protect the public, and much of this duty is accomplished by the fine men and women in our Public Safety Bureau. In the past, the city did not have a proactive recruitment strategy for public safety positions. That has changed, and as a result, positions now will be up to the levels we have set. Today, I'm happy to talk about a number of key initiatives that we have planned due to our efforts to develop the first ever multi-year recruitment strategy for public safety staffing through a collaboration of the Department of Public Safety, personnel, and the OMB. EMS. First, through a collaboration with the Paramedics Union that included a data-driven analysis of EMS workload, staffing, and cost, we are able to add 20 EMTs to complement the fine work of our existing EMS staff. This initiative will increase the overall the EMS staff resources by 11%. Through this effort, the city will be focused on reducing response time, aligning EMS resources with the times of highest demand, and directing calls to the appropriate level of response. The 27 budget takes the necessary steps to recruit and hire 20 EMTs, and that again will increase the workforce of EMS by 11%. Police recruitment. Keeping our neighborhoods safe is one of the most important functions of city government, and I'm proud of the work that the men and women of the Pittsburgh Bureau of Police perform every day throughout our city. Unfortunately, in past years, the city did not have a comprehensive recruitment and staffing plan, leaving critical positions vacant for a long period of time. Since 2014, we've taken several steps to reverse that trend. Hiring police officers is a complex and time-consuming process, and we know we need to have a multifaceted strategy to recruit and retain a diverse and qualified workforce. Since 2014, we have recruited more than 350 officers, which has more than doubled the amount of recruits from the previous 6 years. In fact, if you look at 2014 to 2017, we have recruited 359 police officers. By comparison, from 2010 to 2013, in that same 4-year period, we recruited 108 police officers, which left our police force behind in staffing numbers. We have more than tripled the number of police recruits in just 4 years. Proud to say we're on track to actually have 900 police officers available for operations in 2017. While reaching that goal is important, we need to maintain a consistent level of staffing going forward, given workforce demographics and historical attrition, so we will add 2 additional recruit classes in 2017, and our numbers will be over 900 for the first time since 2002. This year, we entered into agreement with CCAC to utilize space on the CCAC Allegheny campus for public safety training, and the first recruit class started this fall. Fire staffing levels. Until recently, the city did not consistently plan for firefighter recruit classes, instead relying on significant overtime costs to meet minimum staffing requirements. Since 2014, we have added almost 160 firefighter recruits, which means that in the first quarter of 2017, the Bureau of Fire will actually achieve its authorized strength of 656. In an effort to maintain a staffing level consistent with our operational needs, the City of Pittsburgh will add 1 additional recruit class in 2017. The increase in permit volume and revenue. You just have to look around. Pittsburgh's seen a lot of development activity in recent years, and it's highlighted by the increase in permit volume and revenues. From 2011 to 2015, the number of permits issued per year has increased by nearly 20%. And revenue has more than doubled. PLI has significantly reduced permit review times, and through continued investment in technology like the recently deployed Building Eye software, we are improving services and increasing transparency. We're no longer working with pen and paper. To address the demand for services, we are completing the reorganization of the Department of Permits, Licenses, and Inspections, with the highest number of inspectors in over a decade. And by cross-training employees, they are able to complete more inspections across different functional areas. Building on these organizational and staffing improvements in 2017, we'll be focusing on improving our underlying licensing and permitting systems and business processes. Our goal is to make the licensing and permitting function more efficient, effective, integrated, and customer service focused. Over the past 3 years, we have increased the number of building inspectors by 15%. More vehicle and equipment for core services. Beginning in 2014 through 2022, our new long-term plan will invest $53 million in vehicles and equipment to deliver core services. These purchases include police vehicles, ambulances, fire trucks, public work trucks, and other equipment necessary to invest in our fleet to provide our employees with the vehicles and the equipment they need to do their job. Government transformation. Beyond just delivering core municipal services more efficiently and effectively, we're focused on the transformation and the modernization of city government to position the city to meet the current and future needs of our residents, businesses, neighborhoods, employees, and other stakeholders. Some of the key initiatives designed to transform city government that are reflected in the proposed 2017 budget include the following. Establishing a new Department of Mobility and Infrastructure to improve the organization, planning, coordination, and execution of mobility and transportation projects, processes, and initiatives. Transforming the personnel function into a modern human resources department focused on recruiting, developing, managing, and retaining highly qualified and diverse workforce. establishing the role of a chief financial officer to position the city on a path towards long-term financial sustainability and strengthen citywide financial management, increasing staffing dedicated to the maintenance and operation of city facilities, establishing a centralized finance and administration team in the Department of Public Safety, and establishing an Office of Communications to enhance the development, coordination, and dissemination of internal and external communication across a variety of mediums. In addition to reorganizing city government, we have focused on implementing solutions and strategies so that government is more responsive, transparent, and accountable. From the recent launch of Bird's Eye View to Building Eye, which provides citizens with access to building inspection information, to MyBurg Mobile 311 application, we are working to opening up city government. Over a dozen new technologies to open the doors of government and put it in the people's hands. Strategic investment. Pittsburgh has extensive infrastructure to deliver core services to residents, businesses, and visitors. This budget will invest in those assets and infrastructure that we depend on daily. Those resources must work and be in excellent condition, not just today, but for future generations as well. The 2017 capital budget will have $74 million in funding. The 2017 for projects across the city. The 2017 capital budget continues our efforts to reform the capital budgeting process and improve our assets and infrastructure. The majority of the capital project funding for 2017 will be targeted for strategic maintenance and investment in our assets and infrastructure, including roads, facilities, vehicles, and equipment. Through prudent financial stewardship and responsible borrowing, we have developed a realistic long-term capital investment plan. With these efforts, we are positioned to responsibly increase our borrowing capacity over the next 6 years, to increase investment in capital projects throughout the city, and tackle the significant backlog of projects. Across all funding sources, the 6-year capital improvement plan presented today includes $540 million in strategic investments from 2017 through 2022. There will be 240 separate deliverables which will be funded in 2017, not dozens, but hundreds. Meat and potato projects across all corners of the city, from Manchester in District 6 and the Southside Slopes in District 3, to Sheridan in District 2 and Larimer in District 9, such as laying down new safety surface and playgrounds and painting or upgrading play equipment, will ensure safe parks and play areas for our youngest Pittsburghers and their families. We'll be increasing accessibility with ADA improvements to city facilities such as Townsend Park in Elliott in District 2, Marmaduke Playground in District 1, as well as the installation of hearing loops at healthy active living centers in the South Side in District 3, Morningside in District 7, and Homewood in District 9. The budget demonstrates our commitment to maintaining and updating our most visible publicly facing assets, such as the relocation of the above-ground filter building at Riverview Pole in District 1 and the steps at Carnahan and Banksville Road in District 2. Greater equity will be brought to travelers, commuters, and residents of all stripes along Broadway Avenue and Beachview in District 4 as part of the city's recently legislated Complete Street policy. The city's network of bike lanes will be expanded with new construction on Ellsworth Avenue in District 8, and the installation of new facilities will occur at the crossing of Baum Boulevard and Center Avenue in District 7. Construction of the new Greenfield Bridge will continue on schedule in District 5. The design and construction of the Mon Wharf Switchback will connect the Great Allegheny Passage to Point State Park for the benefit of both residents and travelers to the city in District 6. The city will support the Larimer and East Liberty Choice Neighborhood Plan in the development of more than 300 mixed-income housing units and green infrastructure improvements in District 9. $15.2 million for street resurfacing. For the third straight year, we are increasing the budget for street resurfacing. We have accomplished a lot by increasing our investment, improving coordination with utilities, and using technology and data to better plan and manage the paving program, to do more to improve the condition of our streets. $169 million for improving public safety, recreation, and senior facilities. Implementation of recommendations from the Facilities Optimization Plan will allow the city to better maintain its infrastructure and provide service delivery to residents. Over $1.7 million will be dedicated to sports facility improvements in 2017, such as ball field renovations, court repairs, and the installation of light activation buttons to aid in electrical usage. The city will invest in the installation of sensors and litter cans that will serve to monitor waste volume in order to more effectively deploy environmental service staff. By working with our partners at PWSA and Alcosan, we'll be acting as more responsible civic stewards in managing the city's water use at our parks, pools, and play facilities. We will continue to financially support upgrades to our recreation and senior centers, including work on a new HVAC system at Phillips Park Recreation Center and the roof at the Brighton Heights Senior Community Center in 2017. Our people. Though we've made great strides in putting the city back on a path to financial sustainability, improved the delivery of basic municipal services, and reaped the benefits of the billions of dollars of investment throughout the city, we need to ensure that city government works for everyone, especially our most vulnerable populations. I'm proud of all of our accomplishments over the last few years, and we have more work to do to make Pittsburgh great for all of our people. We're investing in our future and our kids through a number of programs offered by the Department of Parks and Rec. 2,116 Pittsburghers learned to swim between the second grade Learn to Swim program and Learn to Swim classes offered by City Parks. 90,136 Pittsburghers enjoyed our 6 spray parks this year. 193,020 Pittsburghers enjoyed a safe summer of swimming at one of our 18 city pools. City residents 15 years and younger receive free pool memberships. City residents ages 6 to 15 were offered free 2-week swimming lessons. That's just what we've done with swimming. Through City Camp and Grub Up programs, we're offering children new and innovative programs and opportunities. We've developed a curriculum for digital literacy and are providing in-house instruction with 90 tablets purchased to support the program. 421 children enrolled in the 2015 and 2016-17 after-school programs, Fun Day Camp, Spring Break Camp, and Winter Break Camp. 1,675 children attended City Camp and City Sports Academies this summer. 3,867 children participated in the 2016 Alphabet Trail and Literacy event. 47,084 children experienced the roving art cart in 2016 with visits to many neighborhood schools and events. And 252,910 meals and snacks will be served to children through our summer food service program and our new after-school meals program. So I didn't get you on the whole debt structure reform, right? Investing in our youth through programs such as Rec to Tech and My Brother's Keeper. In the summer of Learn and Earn, in which 2,000 kids had a summer job last summer. We're preparing youth and young adults for their future and exposing them to new concepts and ideas. As one example, Rec to Tech has transformed 5 recreation centers throughout the city into places where children use technology for problem solving and expressing creativity. Investing in our seniors, 472 seniors from all over the city of Pittsburgh and Allegheny County participated in the 2016 Spring Senior Games and Fall into Fitness Festival. 43,419 volunteer hours have been donated thus far at the Healthy Active Living Centers, and 295,101 units of service will be provided to seniors in 2016 at our Healthy Activity Living Centers. Investing in our people. In addition to programs delivered by City Parks, we have launched a number of initiatives through partnerships with the foundation community, the business community, nonprofit organizations, the federal government, and other key stakeholders. Initiatives such as P4, Welcoming Pittsburgh, the Inclusive Innovation Roadmap, and 100 Resilient Cities are essential to making investments in all of our people in improving our quality of life for everyone. A Pittsburgh for all. So there's been a lot of discussion this past week over last week's election. And if anything, as Pittsburghers, we know one thing. When we pull together as one, we can accomplish anything. And despite what happens in Washington, we've been through tough situations where we've been able to prosper, where we've been able to see this city move forward. There was no federal bailout plan for us when our steel industry collapsed. We brushed ourselves off, we worked hard, we innovated, and we've been able to get to a place that we're at now. We have to pull together as Pittsburghers and as one to be able to solve the problems that we're facing, problems that may get deeper, especially with the most vulnerable in this city, problems that we have the ability in this room to solve. We have to make sure that we are providing more than a safety net, that we're providing opportunity for everyone to succeed, and we may have to go it alone. So we have the opportunity in these next few months to launch a pre-K program so that all of our children will have the opportunity to start out together, and that opportunity will be provided to them throughout a lifetime. We have the opportunity. We have the opportunity in the next few months to create a sustainable housing trust fund so that people of low income will be able to live close to public transportation. Seniors who have lived a lifetime in a neighborhood will be able to stay in the home and retire and live with security in the neighborhood that they've called home. And people will be able to be a part of programs to remove blight from our neighborhood and create family housing that people can own. In early 2017, we'll be releasing our resiliency plan. And unlike other cities and countries that resiliency plans are based upon tsunamis or floods, ours will have the natural disasters and the man-made disasters that will be shocks and stresses, but our greatest challenge will be addressing the disparity that we have within this city. We will put together a 10-year plan that will build off of affordable housing, that will build off of pre-K, universal pre-K for our children. We'll look to put in programs in our most needed neighborhoods where community schools are a part and wraparound services are provided not just to the student, but to the families. We'll look to expand. We'll look to expand rec to tech so that the opportunity for kids to be able to have fun and learn about jobs that will be a part of their future won't be in 5 rec centers, but in all of our rec centers. We'll look to invest in green infrastructure to be able to solve our combined sewer overflow problem while investing in our neighborhoods and employing people in those neighborhoods on a long-term basis. We'll look to increase summer youth employment until the point that every kid that wants a summer job is given one. We'll look to create the opportunities for the continued implementation of the Inclusive Innovation Roadmap and My Brother's Keeper. We'll look to make sure that Pittsburgh remains a leader with or without the Department of Energy in creating a district energy plan and also a smart city. We'll work to enhance and implement land bank and land recycling. We'll look to strengthen opportunities and investment in our veterans and our homeless residents. We'll work to expand what we've begun through a welcoming city, because no matter what the law in Washington is, you can't outlaw compassion. We'll work to implement our waste to energy program, increasing recycling and finding ways to use our waste to produce energy and incorporate it into our 2030 plan to reduce our carbon footprint. And we will do all of this through the principles of P4, where this city will recognize people, planet, place, and performance is the metrics of which we will be judged. It will be difficult times, I'm sure, over the next couple of years, but in 2017, we have the opportunity to say how cities throughout this country can prosper. And beautifully enough, starting this Wednesday, cities from around this country will be gathering in Pittsburgh. And they'll be looking at what our domestic policy will look like. And we don't have to go to Washington to create it. We can create it right here. It's our priorities of where we invest our money that will decide more than the policies out of Washington what the future of the city will look like. And I look forward to working with council on creating a budget that reflects those priorities. Thank you.